Good afternoon, Mike. How are you today?
Good. How we doing?
Good, good, good. Well, we're back
Can
here
you hear me?
today. Yep. Can you hear me?
Okay.
We're good.
Yep.
All right. We're going to talk about a
We're good.
very familiar topic. Is there a delay? I'm sorry.
There must be something. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Go ahead. So we're going to
All
talk
right.
about a familiar topic to
Yeah,
to
that
all
would
y'all.
be. Yep, and that would be better sleep. And this is coming from a Dr. Jockers, who's a really good friend of ours and someone who we love his emails and just his information. So we highly suggest you check out Dr. David Jocker's emails. But this comes directly from one of them. This is just a review of a complex, comprehensive, and unbelievably well written email on sleep and better sleep.
Yeah. There's four that he categorizes. Within those four are magnesium, adaptogens, relaxing herbs, and melatonin. We're going to go through all of these, and there's specific supplements within them that are really effective at helping you get a better night's sleep.
Yep, yep. And there's almost never a list of anything when you're talking about supplementation or benefits to the body that doesn't include magnesium. That's always number one, two, or three for sure.
Yeah, it is. It is the basically the body's natural muscle relaxer. Like you cannot, like you said, talk about getting better sleep without including magnesium.
Yep,
So it's completely 100% natural, found in our body. We need it to live, basically.
yep, yep. It has roles in activating other sleep and relaxation and anti-anxiolytic compounds like GABA and melatonin. As you mentioned, Mike, it's an effective muscle relaxer. It's an effective anxiolytic. It's involved in over 300 bodily processes. It's just et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, in our office, I would say this is probably the bestseller. This really, it's hard for us to keep it in stock. We have it here in the office with our health coaching academy supplement line, and this one is I would say top two in the products that we sell.
Yep, we've chosen the form of magnesium called magnesium glycinate, which is the easiest on the stomach. It's really, really effective. And there's tons of other types of magnesium, but magnesium glycinate is on up on the top or echelon of magnesiums to take and use. And you could general recommendation is anywhere from 400 to 1,000 milligrams a night, preferably.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the second one?
Adaptogens.
So this is a broad category, but the big bang for the buck here is one that we've talked about, probably talked about it a couple weeks ago. Ashwagandha,
Yep.
um, and ashwagandha is a herb that if you don't have enough, it brings it up, and if you have too much, it brings it down. So that's why it's called an adaptogen. Really powerful. Has been around in Ayurvedic and for thousands of years. So it is fantastic herb to include before you go to bed.
Yeah, I mean, same thing, Mike. I agree totally. The number one that you always think about is ashwagandha. Rhodiola is the other one that comes to mind. They help modulate cortisol levels, which is a stress hormone, and helps improve anxiety. Um, uh, we've talked about ashwagandha in dozens and dozens of our talks, and it's something that I've used on and off for years as well.
Absolutely, 100%. The next one is that broad category of relaxing herbs. It includes multiple herbs such as kava, chamomile, valerian, passion flower, lavender, and lemon balm.
Yep, Dr. Jockers goes in to say that these appear to work better in conjunction with other strategies. So, relaxing herbs in conjunction with magnesium. Relaxing herbs in conjunction with adaptogens and magnesium tend to magnify their results. I have a lot of really great experience and one bad experience with kava, but I use kava on a regular basis. I like the true kava form. I usually have it Friday nights. They have the true kava has it's almost like a soda, and I add some more kava, almost like a treat. It's the nights that I have my lowest heart rate measured by Aura are the Friday nights that I eat early around 6:30 and just hang out and have a kava drink. And the lowest I've ever gotten my heart rate at night measurable that I've ever measured was 53, and it's always after taking kava.
Yeah, don't discount that one other part of what you said in that statement is you eat early
Yeah.
and then you take kava. Like, so what time before we get into the last one, what time on a Friday night will you generally go to bed? What time do you eat and why?
If I had my druthers,
Yeah.
which doesn't happen, it happens less frequently than I'd like. I'd like to eat around 6:30 and 7 because I'm usually in bed 8:30, 9 o'clock. So that
Right.
gives me 2 hours, and that's not really even long enough. I mean, most people recommend 3 hours after you eat to go to bed, but I do well with about an hour and a half to 2 hours after. So 6:37. But like you, Mike, a lot of times I'm not going right home after work. I'm going to pick somebody up from practice, going to take somebody from practice, maybe going to see somebody at their house. I mean, so the nights that I get to go right home and eat right away, that's kind of a treat. And I know that I'm going to nail a better night's sleep on those nights for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So important, and you could look this up on Huberman Lab podcast. He says 3 hours, and I find that that's the sweet spot. So if I'm going to bed at 11, I am finishing eating at 8. Generally, I like Noah says, I get home at about 7 if I'm lucky, and then sit down, eat, walk the dog, and then I'm in bed hopefully before 11. And I have found that by adding, I do take magnesium, I do take ashwagandha, and then I take a supplement. I don't have the name for it. I'll get it and we can post it in the link. It's a blend of all those herbs, specifically lemon balm, and I think California poppy may be one, and passion flower, in addition to the last one, which is melatonin. And what I've noticed is in the last 2 weeks, my resting heart rate has gotten finally back into the low 50s at night sleeping. So I'm thrilled by that.
Some people don't handle melatonin very well. I take a real low amount. I take 1.5 milligrams 6 days a week. That's my rhythm. That's my routine. Some people take a lot more. Some people take little micro doses. Some people can't handle any of it all. Melatonin seems to be one of those things that you have to kind of tinker with and experiment with.
Yeah, it's very interesting. One of our friends, she took it and didn't respond well to it. Um, Thomas Callan was on somebody's podcast. I forget, might have been Ben Greenfield or might have been Rob Wolf. Somebody's podcast, and he spoke about melatonin and the immune response to melatonin, and how effective it is. And he was a proponent of big doses of melatonin. Um, when I am not feeling well, I'll take a little more melatonin, but I do take it every night. It's probably 10 milligrams, which is significantly larger than you take. No, I don't have the the grogginess from it at all. It does not affect me in that way, which I'm grateful for. So,
Melatonin appeared to be one of the COVID strategies that actually had a benefit, and it was right around 10 milligrams before you go to bed. So
yeah,
take that for what it's worth.
yep, absolutely.
And so that's it, Mike. Magnesium, adaptogenic herbs, relaxing herbs, melatonin, and there's other strategies. And we talked about one, trying to eat, 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. But as you guys know, we'll continue to bring sleep tricks, tips, and strategies until we're not working anymore 30 years from now.
Yep. All right.
All right, guys. Take care.
Have a good one.